Up next, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, starring James Franco. Salim and Tyler, you've both just seen it. Salim, take it away.
Sure. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, probably some of the best visual animation I've seen since Avatar. Though where Avatar failed in character development and story development, Rise of the Planet of the Apes actually passed with flying colors. And this film, for all intents and purposes, is like the perfect sequel, prequel. Not necessarily tying up all the loose ends, but really building this world that apes could maybe take over at some point. And I feel like the real story of this film wasn't James Franco. It was Caesar the monkey. He had so much emotion in his face and his eyes. It was what has been missing from CG animation in the past 10 years. And I feel like a lot of that credit goes to Andy Serkis.
Best give him a couple of weeks to get used to the place.
Well, we have to go. We have to go home.
Coming back soon, okay?
He was phenomenal. Now, he didn't do the CG work for all of the apes, but for Caesar, I felt like he was a real character. I felt his emotion. I felt his journey actually a lot more than I felt all the human journeys. And I feel like that's what this film is. It's a human journey. It's a human story.
The movie really is kind of divided in two halves. The first half is actually very slow. It's very much about the characters, the emotion. James Franco plays this scientist who's looking for an Alzheimer's cure because his father has Alzheimer's and he looks after his father. I actually felt a little bit, strangely enough, kind of like Marley and Me in like the first half, which sounds weird, but just because it's like this small family with a pet kind of going through life, growing up. Caesar, the ape, gets older and kind of grows into his powers and his intelligence and everything. And it really kind of builds from there. And the action by the end is really beautifully choreographed, beautifully shot. It's just very powerful.
Will the actual die-hard fans of the original movie also enjoy this?
The tone of this new The Rise of the Planet of the Apes is very different. It's much more serious. The original was kind of campy and a little comic. With enough nods and winks to the original, I think diehard fans of the original Planet of the Apes will still be able to appreciate this new installment. And the Rise of the Planet of the Apes has the potential to capture a lot of new audience members who aren't as familiar with the older movies.
Salim, I know that Andy Serkis' performance is heavily motion captured,
Yeah.
but the rest of the apes, they're all independent CGI, which can make a film feel very plastic.
Yeah.
Is that the case here?
I was actually worried about that in seeing the commercials. I was worried that I was going to be like, oh god, this is CG the whole time. But there are times where you're looking at these these apes and you really are like, this looks real. Like they look photorealistic at times. I mean, there are times where you're like, okay, it's CG. But in terms of where this technology has gotten, it's pretty amazing.
Please take your tickets.
With some great action, great acting, and honestly, a great, amazing performance by Andy Serkis as Caesar. I definitely think everybody should see it.
I found it to be a very elegant, simple, well-told story. I thought the action was fantastic, and it has the potential to reach a whole new audience. Even people, our lesser human minds can appreciate. So, see it.